Thank you. Well, the next song has been one of my favorites from many years ago. And the first time I saw the movie The Wizard of Oz, it always captured my attention. The reason for this particular song being important to me talks about being over the rainbow. And of course, for me, that means up there in heavens with a good and gracious God. It wasn't written to be that, but that's what it means to me. And for me in my life, rainbows have always played a very important part. Whenever something goes wrong, whenever something kind of gets tense or whatever, a rainbow appears to me. Not necessarily in the sky, maybe through the window of my office or a prism that I have hanging on the window, or even my car with the little clippy things that hold the wind guards on. Sometimes the sun hits me right and a rainbow appears, and it always reminds me of God's presence. Of course, in the Old Testament, when Noah was asked by God to build the ark and put the animals in it, the rainbow at the end of the flood was a sign of his promise that he would be with us always. So the rainbow has always meant something to me along those lines. I'll never forget the day that I celebrated my mother's funeral. I was on my way back from Escanaba. I was living in Trinary at the time. It was November, and if I recall, there was snow on the ground, and as I was driving along in the clouds with the snow, there was a huge, beautiful rainbow. And it just indicated to me, Mom is here, don't worry. And the same thing happened when my father died in January, only 2 months after my mom passed away. I was driving along again in the dead of winter. There was a rainbow. So, as I say, rainbows have always meant something to me. And as we know, it always takes a bit of rain and a bit of sun to make a rainbow. So when difficulties come in our lives, yeah, they're there. But there's also joy too. And together they make a rainbow. It calls us to trust and have faith in God who created us. Somewhere over the rainbow. In this particular piece, I'm going to feature the glockenspiel, which is a metal bar, a xylophone, and that's over in this chamber. As I said, all the instruments that you hear are actual instruments, so there's nothing synthetic or anything. There's more instruments on here that I'm not going to be playing today, so I'm going to demonstrate them to you. In case we need a policeman, we call the siren. And then, of course, jingle bells. And then, oh my goodness, it's storming outside, thunder. And there's a little birdie in the house someplace. So, all kinds of wonderful things. And the bigger organs, they've got more sounds and bells and whistles and everything. So, my dream someday is to play a large organ. Haven't had a chance. Someday I will. The largest Barton in the world, by the way, was in the Chicago Stadium. And Tom could probably tell you a lot more about that because he was a neighbor to the guy who used to play it. And it had, what, 6 manuals on it? 7 manuals. 7 keyboards. This only has 2, so can you imagine 7 stacked up? And the console basically surrounds you. Sadly, the Chicago Stadium was torn down, the organ was dismantled and put into storage, and there was a fire. It burned all the pipework and the relays. The console survived. And the console was purchased by someone in Las Vegas, and he's had it refurbished and bought all kinds of ranks of pipe source controlling a pipe organ once again. My dream someday is to go to Las Vegas, not to gamble, to play the organ. But maybe along the way, a coin might slip into the balance sheet. But these organs